So we're going to do a practice for our skills demonstration level 6 QQI module global distribution system. You have to create a booking file from start to finish for a single passenger to include 5 mandatory booking fields. So that's your PRINT, outbound, inbound, direct flight, form of payment, special service requirement, and best buy and rebook. A few new things here. I've highlighted them in yellow. New things here. I've highlighted them in yellow. We know how to add a passenger name. We know how to find an outbound or a one-way from Dublin, London, Heathrow. That's fine. We know how to do that. So the returning part is the new part. So coming back 2 days later. We know how to add all the agency information, the passenger information, contact information. So you have in the past been paying cash, but this time we're going to pay with a credit card. We're also going to add a notice to the airline to say that the passenger is deaf. And we haven't done fares yet, so this is another new thing we're going to be learning how to do, is getting the best fare available and rebooking that fare in the class that matches that best fare. We know everything else, so let's get started. For those of you that need reminding, you're going into iaot.net/GDS, and then it will bring you to your login page. You're going to jump in to AI star 1 2 3 4, your initials, general sales. We're going to add the passenger, NM1 space last name / first name. Has to be exactly as is on the passport. So that's that locked in. Next, I'm going to add the agency information. Add passenger agency. Okay, so I've done APA dub, the agency phone number, the agency name, and reference is always you're the travel agent, so write your name there. Then APM, remember it's a mobile number, so at passenger mobile you always put in Dublin. If the passenger is based in Dublin, that's where the phone normally lives, and you put in the phone number. I did /P to show that it was the passenger's phone number. APB is the business phone number, so we were given that as well. So that's new. I don't think you saw that before. So his office number is that. I'm just going to copy and paste it in. It's easier to be accurate that way. And then I'll just say /P, and then email, APE at passenger email. Remember, when you've added your email, you don't need to put the location of that email or where that lives, obviously, because if you put DUB in there, the reader could misinterpret that as part of the email. So you just put it straight in, APE and Peter at letsdothis.com. Okay, so it's time to look for the outbound flight. That is on the 11th of December from London, from Dublin to London Heathrow. So availability, neutral. We do the date, 11 DEC, city pair DUBLHR. It's a morning flight, so it'll give us the morning flight at the very beginning of the list. So we want EI152, which is the second. So cell, seat, 1 person, Y class, the second on the list, enter. That locks it in. So the new part now is the return flight. Now you can do exactly the same, availability, neutral, and instead of 11, you put 13 because that's your return time, your return date. So 2 days later, back from Dublin, back to Dublin from London on the 13th. So you can type in availability neutral 13 December LHRDUB, but there's a really great fast way of doing it, which is ACR, availability something return, can't remember what C is, and 2 means 2 days later, ACR. So you can see there it's listed all the flights on the 13th of December. It swapped the city pair automatically from London to Dublin, so super helpful. We're looking for an evening flight. Move down till we get to the evening. I'm looking here in this list here until it changes to a evening time. So we're at 3 o'clock, 5 o'clock. Go on one more. Whoops. Okay, cool. So I'm gonna pick flight number 4 there. So cell seat 1Y4. So then it gives us an outbound flight, a return flight. City pairs are swapped. Happy days. Brilliant. The next thing we need to do now is to tell the airline that the passenger is deaf. So the passenger, the special service request always starts with an SR, service request, and then it follows a 4 lettered code. So DEAF is the code that says they're deaf. Surprise, surprise. So it's nice and handy to remember. So now it's put that in, special service request deaf, and it's sent that to the EI airline, which we know is Aer Lingus, on all the segments and on all the flights. So that's what it's done there. Okay, so the airline will be informed that the passenger is deaf. The next thing we need to do is add a form of payment. So we know FP cash, form of payment cash, but FP credit card is CC, and then we have to tell it the type of credit card, so VI for Visa. So because it's going to be faster, I'll just copy the Visa number here, pop that in there, so no spaces whatsoever here, / the expiry date, which is the 10th 27, and then you just press enter, and that puts in the form of payment. Next, we want to do the pricing, the best pricing. So that is the code FXB. I'm going to see if I can find this note for you. So there's different fare commands, FXA, FXB, FQD, FXX. The one that we want is find the best available fare and change the booking to the appropriate class to give that fare. So that means when we do cell seat 1Y, the class Y, which is economy, there are other classes, A, B, C, D, E, F, and they all relate to different types of fares and different promotions on it at the time. So what this does is automatically looks for the best available fare and then locks in the correct class code so that the passenger is charged the correct fare. So FXB is the one that we want here. So you see here, it's given us some information where the total is going to be 57.26, and the total is including both flights out and back. So we're happy with that. The next thing we're going to do is go back and issue the ticket. TK, OK. Just before I do that, see the way it says itinerary rebooked? So it's actually already rebooked the class for us and everything. We'll see when it's changed the class to, where is it? A, an A class. There you go. This is no longer a Y class. It's kind of cool. Okay, so the next thing I always forget this, is the received from element, or F, passenger, and then I think we have everything. So let's end and retrieve the booking to get our confirmation number, ER. Yeah, it's happy. It's given us a confirmation. Go to our snipping tool, new, grab it from ER, make sure you include all the information that we need. Pop it into a Word document that you're going to share with me. Either go to your PC you're on, or go into the cloud if you're already signed in and open up a Word online document, paste it in, and then share with me as usual. So that looks great. It's got passenger information out in the morning, back on the 13th in the evening. We've got the agency details, the passenger's business information, email. Did I do the mobile? I forgot the mobile. APM, DUB, and his mobile number. Good thing I checked it. You guys need to always get in the habit of doing that. So, yeah, so it's added it in even though I end and retrieved it, but I'm going to end again and retrieve it just to save it. So now it's going to remember the mobile. Brilliant. I'm glad that happened while I was recording, just so you could see how it handles mistakes like that. So let's pop that into my Word document, because I want to make sure you guys get your full marks. Cool, so that's everybody in there. And it's nice and big so you can see it at the end. Great. Okay, I hope that helps.